Hello and welcome to Scribes and Men, where I, the Mad Poet, heading to becoming the Mad Poet of 10,000. I'm continuing on with the series of where I read the next 1,000 poems through an iteration of volumes. We are on volume 28, meaning we are going to be going through 100 poems, which will mark in total 2,800 until we get up to 30, which will mark 3,000, and then we'll splice it all together. So without further ado, let's get into it. Is it dark when you can't see the sun, or is it under the eyes of what people have done? Is it all but a facade to put on a show? From light into dark, no one will know. Work of our ways that come along taunting, from things undead. From things undead. Ha! No. From things undone, left behind haunting. Although. Sorry for laughing like a madman. But if I did put from things undead left behind haunting, it would fit immaculately well. Honestly, if you're watching this, let me know if I should do that, and I will change the undone to undead. Let's continue. And how could any of it really come to be if we don't set our minds into something we see? From rich to poor, who truly values more, have any of us asked what all of it's for? What is happiness from those who have not, who are comfortable in their ways and all that they've got? They made home for themselves as they tried to survive, no care for wealth or even to thrive, all but accepting their current status quo. Strange things are afoot when only comfort will know. You call yourself a teacher with intelligence to hide, teaching all the students without being a guide. Is it any wonder when the fault is the school who provides for the students with nary a tool? Essence of our madness, what need of respite that haunts us like shadow into the dead of night. Consequences our own with the actions we claim, yet some can never see with the systems they blame. Who are you to cry in the system you help create, unable to look inward or even understand your state? Entitlement comes with the hubris you've shown that demands to take from others to keep for your own. You call yourself so tidy with the dirt beneath your feet, thinking yourself better than the unwanted you'll meet, but it all just takes only a single bad day, and soon enough you'll end up living their way. The crows that come calling, while curious and more, cutting behind eyes of a bird, mocking. Rules in which you play as you go and boast, who claim to know the same as the others you toast. Are we sure it is more than work than is here at play? No, it should be more than work that is. Are we sure it's more than work than is here at, that is here at that is here at play? That is here at play. Like luck to be in the right place in the right time of day. Time passes by the works of our hand. Who are we to notice all that goes by? Time passes by the works of our hand, from the daylight hours to the night sky. Time passes by the works of our hand, from the moments we're born till the moments we die. Time passes by the works of our hands, and all will fade in their graves lie. And in their graves lie. Echoes of a mind in the solace we lay, from sleepless moments until the dawning day. Insomnia encroaching like a creeping thought of all that you wish and all that you're not. In such interesting places to stare at the self, questioning actions or our mode of health, what does it matter if they follow then leave, all for the sake of something they refuse to believe? Kitsune or Tanuki, which side will you choose? With disguises aplenty, how can you lose? But careful with the choices you pick, or it will be you at the end of a stick. I make my home in the night, under the glow of moonlight, until the hours enter the dawn, like the vampire, I'm gone. Along the shore where the boat did sink, swallowed by land in waters like pirates who drink, never to now be seen again, tales that are told to sailors of men. What failure am I to hold on this crown when minds of a viper try tearing me down? For what matters is if you're willing to go through, though you may fall as others may know. Tales of a princess up in a tower, wielding her magic and ancient power, with fools of knights who think she is trapped, when it's their life she'll come and have sapped. On foot, 1 foot forward in the game of life, battling depression and all matters of strife. And all matters of strife. All to an end of a goal to reach, while others try to cling and to leech. They seek their validation by the light of a screen, much like a show where a circus has been, as they clamor for attention from millions to see, yet never fully knowing how truly to be free. What mysteries come from out of a fog, shadows of figures now stalking within, sounds of barking that don't come from a dog, what mysteries come from out of a fog, when all that you know comes out of a log, as faces come smiling, showing their grin, what mysteries come out? What mysteries come from out of a fog, shadows of figures now stalking within? Will you hear them all crying while out with a smile, to be gone a day, then gone a while? For violence does not always come at the end of a gun. When you are now hunted for all that you've done. Careful guidance to learn and to grow, developing mastery so skills can go flow, like water going down the river bend. Skills that you've gained will never go end. Try to stand on solid ground, but I find myself free falling, as time flies by faster than sound, all while I scramble and try and keep stalling. Day by day, with every word I write, staring at my constraints like they're a blight, only to feel guilty within when I let my failures open and walk in. Against the currents as we face the waves, this is no game and there are no saves. With all the scrapes and bruises along my skin, eventually I hope to reach the top and win. Words of philosophy mixed with self-doubt, staring at a mirror with a longing to shout, carrying more than we should have allowed, searching for a reason that we can feel proud. Who are they who to gather when you've been alone, only after all that you've done and show? With lies claiming they were always there, when you know they never really did care. Oh, and shown, alone, shown, that's shown. So it should be, who are they together when you've been alone, only after all that you've done and shown? With lies claiming they were always there, when you know they never really did care. Joy kept in a teasing smile of onlookers who we beguile, knowing the emotions we reap, evoking tricks to learn and keep, resulting in dreams within your sleep. Crack of thunder rolling across the stormy dark skies above, a deafening sound that shatters glass from supersonic sound. Oh, how my soul screams from all the inner turmoil within. Will you, O God, be silent in my despair, or is it my fault when it feels you're not there? Who am I to judge what it is you will give, for all for my life and the lessons to live? If this is my calling, why am I caged when all I've done while engaged? Words and words on walls I write, lit with glitter and neon, but no action in sight. Shouting into our mind, crying tears in kind, exhausted by our current season, asking questions about the reason, mirrors cracked and confined. Silent sound of snow falling on a winter's night, as animals rest. Forge of the fire words from a pen to go and create again and again all the ideas you've placed in my mind so I can accomplish what I've been assigned. I know my path to call my own, but why must I go at it alone? How much longer must I wait to reach the next stage that comes as a date? Every path that I take, every moment I make into the forest that others can't see when the loudest noise isn't coming from me. Do you really think that you are so pure, so spotless in life with no need of a cure? Oh, what hubris that must be to deny you a life that will set you free. Every single moment of the waking hour, moments of life like climbing a tower. Yet there are mysteries we will never know, like forgotten memories that will never show. I came across the land all in its trial of people who sin as they defile, pleasures of Sodom and Gomorrah for all to see. Yet what do they care as the pleasure's devotee? Dance around an empty hall where echoes fall off the wall of a time when someone cared and listened to all those who dared. Sew me into the seat you once sat so I could feel your old habitat before everything went and fell apart, never again to renew or restart. Age of convenience, and we're still not done when the search for comfort has only begun. Call it sloth with the system they seek, all for a minimal movement throughout the week. Moment of dread from your own making as negative thoughts come for the taking. When all is a rush as they ask you to hurry, and anxiety comes along with your worry. How much time will it go and take to finally open your eyes and awake as you go wobbling on through for all that you must go and do? Think I'll bow to the system, then don't blink. Things will not go the way you think. For what worth is there to go with the crowd when the road to hell is paved with the proud? Answer for a question lost in a void, from those dead and employed, life gradually losing its color as everything continues to become smaller. We heard an ancient song, we heard where things went wrong, we heard of how to belong, we heard of those in cages, we heard of the scholars and the sages, we heard of the passing ages, we heard of how wars start, and we heard how hatred rips apart. Called this the witness of time when all were once in their prime. In our thoughts for a fantasy we embrace echoes of all things we want lingering in our mind as a taunt, as our wallets are full of nothing but air, crying out how it's not fair. What is the value of your body and soul to sell pieces of it and not remain whole, just so you can finally come and feel what once felt so pure and real? I kept on going, and I have nothing to prove through every single scar and groove. What does it matter if they can't understand what I've gone and created with my hand? Soothe me like a siren song when when noise drowns out and all goes wrong. In my exhaustion to sink down below from hands pulling me where they long to go. In their eyes, seeing nothing but red, from the words of a stranger went and said, not being able to calm themselves down, as their faces turned into scowls from a frown. Times in life that are a struggle and fight, as you try and keep going with all of your might. Though through every fall and scrape you take, while refusing to fall into pieces and break. Painting red roses with a shade of black, like a streak of those who come to it on the attack. From a presence full of majesty and awe, in all the eyes they come and draw. Barren melodies within our lonely call, before we embrace our fall, beauty of our nature's loving embrace, beyond what we can trace. Shining light like a water's reflection, cognitive awareness gone with our deflection, refusing to listen or look within, not understanding why it all begins. We all fall, not hearing the call that comes for us all, although we were once so small, now standing on top of growing so tall. Who are we to say what will befall when we fight in our struggle as we crawl? Will the state of your heart allow you to forgive, or will it continue to remain resistive, boiling up into a sickness you can't cure, for a soul you can't go and assure? Oh. What is a life to you that's worth living, and all that it could do, and all that it could be giving? What will you long to hold among the offers you're given and told? Can I achieve something with all that we've made? From the masks and shows we've played, spiraled out onto the bedroom floor, looking around wondering if there's anything more. Rolled on your shoulder with all that you carry, heavy is the burden that has become your adversary. This was never something anyone should hold alone, all for lies you believe you must go and atone. Relentless hunger in all you consume, never regarding the path to your doom. When gluttony has taken its hold, despite the warnings that have been told. Put a shield up between you and your heart to keep all feelings of love apart, for heavy is the ways one can turn from those who treat you like nothing but dirt. Hours go by with the sound of clacking keys, of the writers who flow and write with ease, and those of all the games they go and play, and their hobbies through the passing of the day. Are we trying to climb to the top, or do we go stopping where others don't stop, content of where we have found to stay, as others continue to search every day? Beware the siren song and smile that longs to lure and beguile all the poor souls for her to take, of a life they would soon come and forsake. Is the path always taken the safest way in the night when one could spirit away, during the moments others can see, while you're now permanently lost and never free? Find me under the embrace of the night, as dreams swirl around in their delight, all while dreading the morning day, when early birds come out to sing and play. Who are you to deny me things so frilly and cute, from the sweetest taste of alcoholic fruit, poured into a cup of all for just a single drink, while others drown in this vice as they sink? You cry about the poor when you claim something should give someone other than you, for that is not how you live. For if you cared, you'd help with the work of your hand. So who are you to judge the path where another will stand? Down with the rich they go out and cry, not realizing the sentiment that would cause them to die. For what would they do with the same money in hand than to waste it all for their desires they planned? They feed into a system they claim that they hate, wondering why it's all in this state. Their self-awareness gone into the air, into a dystopia they helped create unaware. Am I late when I'm fighting with a giant in a system created that are so defiant? Or do I practice with wooden dolls, learning the patterns and calls? Can't summon up poetry? Well, that's a matter of skill. Can't summon up poetry? Well, that's a matter of skill. Waiting for emotions to come and fill. Yet there are those who summon from the ethereal, from places of the sidereal. So that should technically be a question mark. There we go. I leave my house at 3 o'clock. That's nothing odd. That's nothing wrong. Out among these restless streets, I'm not your puppet on a string. I feel good, but I'm not fine. Oh, crazy is what they think about me. Sometimes you gotta bleed, you know. I was lost, and then you came around. Our eyes, they need some new direction. You're here for a reason, but you don't know why. I try to pretend, but it just don't feel right. You can't fake it. That's telling. Stuck in a dream, lucid state of mind, with every string attached, and there is something about it that seems justified. Do you still know what's fake? Mind of a muse while others inspire, craft in my hand for words to acquire. There is no time to wait for a feeling when the chains of the 9 muses are ones I am stealing. I've gone so far to go and quit now, even though others would still ask how, but I'm not yet at the season's end. before entering the next stage to ascend. Work of my hand, and I'm still going. How fast and how far, only slightly knowing. For cementing a schedule never goes my way. So I aim for a state as I constantly adjust my play. Words focusing while getting locked in, entering into a flow state happening within, all for the sake of a divine calling, even though I fear the moments I'm falling. My mind is constantly in a questioning state, wondering about my future and my fate. In order to make my stress go up, move along, although I question where I will belong. Lyricism with a poetic side behind the music people put inside, as it would be so fun to know how some of my poems would go. Along the side of a romantic view, from the colors of the sky in twilight hue, before the silver light of the moon that makes my heart come alive and swoon. There's more to a poet than their melancholy, from all states of emotion, from sad to jolly. So I remain in a sorrowful state of mind when you could summon up feelings of any kind. I'm not that fast, and I'm often behind of the schedules I assign to my mind, when I'm the only one to follow before all the plans I accidentally swallow. Coming closer than I seem to think, even though it feels like a really long blink. Time around me continues to flow, no matter if I go fast or if I go slow. My speed moving at its own pace, as I both argue with and embrace, but as I often come to find, the problem isn't speeds, it's my mind. Doing a little is still more than doing nothing, even though at the time it can feel rather crushing. Yet small steps are steps that kept on walking beyond the negative voices that keep talking. A moment's greetings with a wink and a smile of those you haven't seen in a while, before the nostalgic talks for the nostalgic hearts, all while comparing each other's cards and charts. All that work, and what did it get you when you never compromised with what you do, as endurance comes to those who keep going, until their skills end up being the one showing. Everyone is looking for the time to move slower, from every planner to a party goer. Just one more rotation around the sun, try and achieve what you'd like done. Staying up late at the night in my natural state. Staying up late at night is in my natural state, eating dreams and ideas off of the plate, only appearing when it's completely dark out, while others sleep, but my heart goes to shout. 1 to 1,000, and that's only the start of all the forms that come to be set apart, only to be written with when sought, when picked from the basket that was brought. Poetry is like painting a picture with words, whether it be a fire or flying birds. It is grabbing the essence of what artists paint, even though they're a traditional artist you ain't. Sit in stillness, watching everything go by, while in meditative states under the sky, making peace with yourself on the ground, and all disturbances that come around. Oh, excuse me. Waking up with a cold splash to the face, with every cold moment that runs down in place, all for the reason to fully focus in, like a lightning in a bottle, across the skin. Tired eyes fighting waking moments to continue on, while the body longs to sleep until the dawn. Yet at the night the thought comes to haunt, and all the ideas in them. Hold on. A tired eyes fighting waking moments to continue on, while body longs to sleep until the dawn, yet at night the thoughts come to haunt, and all the ideas and themes they come to flaunt. Contradictory statements that leave them confused, from systems others have come and abused, but my mind sometimes acts like a cat in a Mad Hatter, so how can they fix when there's nothing the matter? proud of the road that I travel on, though sacrifices have come and gone for the sake of something feeling so whole at the end of the stage when I finally reach my goal. Okay. That's one. And until next time, that's going to be it for 28, and then next time 29, and you know the deal. Until then, bye.